And we're back, AdventureBlur here. So I've been a part of the Hilda fandom for quite some time now, and one thing I have noticed is that there is a very surprising amount of hate towards Frida, of all characters. Frida, one of the main three, gets a lot of hate. A lot of it seems to stem from episode 9, The Ghost, where she has to fight because of the lost book and because of everything that went on. And a lot of people point towards this as why she's such a terrible character. That is the moment where they really start to dislike Frida. And as someone who considers Frida one of their favorite characters of the series, I can't stand for that. So let's go over why this fight made sense, works with Frida's character arc, and it just proves how great of a character Frida is. So let's get started. Now, the big question is, where did this fight come from? Why would Frida turn on David and Hilda the way she did? To really understand it, I feel like we have to go back to the very first time we see Frida in episode 2, The Midnight Giant. In the episode, you see her very early on, and she's already being a perfectionist, telling David to hurry up, that they gotta get inside and go back to classes immediately. She's already right on track to being the best student there is, at least in the teacher's eyes. And in episode 4, which is the first time we really get to know her, she's hardcore perfectionist. That's her character throughout the entire series, really, is being a perfectionist. Frida is all about being in control and things going 100% right. So in episode 4, when the Vitra destroy everything she worked on for the badge, she kind of loses it. You see very early on these foreshadowings of episode 9 and what's going to happen in that episode. She doesn't know how to react to things going wrong. She almost bargains with the Vitra until it starts picking on her and making jokes about her and being rude to her. Kind of like how David did in episode 9. The Vitra and David are actually really interesting parallels if you think about it. They both were people who Frida tried to work with, but every 5 seconds would get on her about it. David was someone that Frida thought was a great friend, someone that she trusted, and he was complaining the whole time about helping her and about how dumb she is about thinking that her room just cleans itself. The Vitra was a similar way. Frida thought she just made a simple mistake and that it should be forgiven by the Vitra. Yet the Vitra gets on her about being stupid, about ignoring common sense things. She hates being proven dumb. She sees herself as this perfect person, that she needs to strive to be this perfect person. In episode 9, she even says that.
If I'm not perfect, then I don't know who I am.
Her parents see her and want her to be this perfect kid. And she wants to be that. She works towards it every day. That's why it hurts her so badly when she realizes that the book was the only reason why she was able to do all of it. Everything she does is to be perfect. No matter how hard she tries though, she can't be. So when the Vitra gets on her about it, she does kind of lose it. And when David gets on her about it, she really loses it. Because David was her friend. David pushed her towards this. Really, looking back on episode 9 and the whole hate for Frida, I'm still wondering why Frida is getting so much hate for that episode, yet David gets none. I mean, seriously, David was a complete and utter jerk throughout the entire episode, yet he's considered fine. No one gets on him about it, but Frida's a terrible person. She's the worst character in the show because of it. I don't understand. Now, the most controversial part of the entire argument in episode 9 is definitely the fact that Frida is arguing with Hilda. Hilda's been the one character that's kind of been on her side the entire time. And we see that throughout the entire episode is that Hilda is trying to help Frida. But it kind of makes sense for where Frida's coming from. At the time, Frida just lost everything. She got beat down more than she's ever been in her life. She's at an all-time low. And yet Hilda keeps trying to bring her back up, saying, oh, we can do this. We'll always figure it out. There's always a way. And Frida just had enough of it. And if you think about it, everything Frida says in the argument is true. When David is having his nightmares and Hilda and Frida decide to help, Hilda's first plan is to go to the Rat King. The one place David does not want to go is near the Rat King. He's deathly afraid of it. Yet Hilda's first plan is to go and do that. Hilda does this pretty regularly, both in the books and in the show, Whenever she helps someone, it's mostly because she can also kind of have an adventure and do all this stuff with it. It's sort of killing two birds with one stone for her. She can help out a friend and also just have a great adventure. You can see where Frida's coming from. It always ends in a dangerous situation with them hanging out. She's tired of it. Now do not get me wrong. I am not saying that Hilda is this selfish jerk that cares more about fun and adventure than anything else. I'm just saying that's how Frida sees it. She just feels like that Hilda is pretty much lying to her, that she's just going to get her hopes up just to bring her down again. This is some sort of game with Hilda. The whole Frida-Hilda fight was a long time coming anyways. You remember that meme a while back that was like, neutral good, lawful good, chaotic good, and it goes down the list? Well, Hilda is the perfect example of that. She will be good, she always will be good, but she'll be as chaotic and as dangerous about it as possible. Whereas Frida is lawful good, you know? She's always going to be by the rules, by the book. She's always going to do things the right way. She's always going to try to be perfect. It's not all that surprising to see them butt heads about this. It was a long time coming. There was just needed to be an event that would spark this fight. The fight was going to happen someday. This was just the day it would happen. Finally, the last piece of evidence people use as to why Frida is such a terrible character is because Frida became friends with Kelly. Frida practically almost became Amara. She became friends with Amara after everything that happened. But Frida didn't know that Kelly was Amara. In episode 12, Frida was completely confused as to how Kelly got in her room when the door was, well, locked. The reason why Kelly got in was because she was Amara. And if Frida knew that Kelly was Amara, I think she wouldn't have been confused at all about how she got in. I think she would have just been like, oh, Mara powers. I do not believe that Frida knew that Kelly was Amara. Or when she went to that ceremony later on in episode 13 and 12 for that matter, I do not believe that she knew that that was a Mara initiation ceremony. I do not think she would have been a part of that. I think she just assumed that Kelly was just a regular teenager and they're going to go hang out after dark. I do not believe that she was trying to become Amara. Kelly probably just lied to her and then peer pressured her into joining when she got there. That seems within character. I feel like the entire character arc of Frida is about a character who was always trying her best to be perfect in any way, shape, or form that was possible, and about learning that you can still be yourself. Frida's story was all about that, how she tried her best to be the best, but that no matter how hard she tried, she really couldn't be. So she had to let go of trying to be perfect and just embrace who she is and how life is. So tell me what you think. Do you believe that Frida is a terrible character, or that the fight was not the best written, or do you think that Frida's just one of the best characters ever? What do you think of Frida as a whole? Just let me know in the comments below. Please like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And, as always, this is AdventureBlur, and I will see you next time.